Yeah, so during the project, you realize that you are assigning different resources to different activities. Yeah, so you find that some of the activities actually over-allocated resources. Like you've put maybe 2 engineers, another one, you add what. So like according to the requirements, it may be necessary according to the complexity of the activity. It may be complex that you need different expertise for it to be completed. But there are some activities you find that it has only 2 days or 3 days, but now you've overassigned resources to it. Then now you're going to find a particular resource that you are assigning to almost each and every activity, the way you've mentioned the site supervisor. Like is going to, according to you, you may see that it's going to appear in each and every activity. Yeah, so with that, you either end up with over-exhausting your resources in case you overassign them, or underutilizing them. How does underutilizing come up? In case you overallocate resources to a particular activity, then they will be underutilized. Yeah, so it happens to be that in case you can see that you realize that we need to finish, maybe we're running out of time, then you try to allocate a particular resource to very many activities so that they can, like the project can get done in time. Yeah, so now that means sometimes overallocation may shorten the project duration. So you can have 2 choices or 3. Yeah, either you run the project when you've overallocated your resources and you finish early, or you underutilize your resources by locating a lot of resources on just one activity, and there the project duration will actually increase. Or you can decide to run everything optimally, like you efficiently allocate resources efficiently, no exhausting, no underutilization, just optimum utilization of resources. Yeah, so that one is hard to achieve, but when you're done with scheduling any project and you're done with assigning different resources, the software can easily tell you, or it can easily show, you can easily see the activities that have been overutilized or overexhausted. Yeah, so when it does resource leveling, what it does is, in case you've assigned one person very many activities, it's going to remove some of the activities, and it will either push them to be done in the later days so that you don't overexhaust that particular resource, thus increasing the project duration. Yeah, so you may find that maybe I have 3 activities that are running concurrently. I have 3 activities and they are all running from Monday. Then another one is ending on Wednesday. Then there's one that runs from Monday to Friday. Another one is Monday to another Monday. Now, for you, like you have your site supervisor and you have 3 activities that are running concurrently. If you go to each and every activity and you add that site supervisor, do you see that you're going to be exhausting them? Because these activities are running on the same day. How are they going to supervise both at the same time? That's why I was trying to show you that it may not be efficient that you just have one site supervisor, because you're going to have different activities running concurrently. Are they going to be the same supervisors doing it? Because in case you're not using waterfall method, that an activity
sometimes one supervisor can do 2 or 3 activities. No, what I mean is at the site, 2 activities can be really taking place, and they can be run by one supervisor. It's possible.
Yeah, yes, it is possible.
One supervisor can even run 2 or 3 projects. He can run even with distant places. He can go to this one, check and verify. He goes to another one like that.
Yeah, it is possible. But okay, now let's say a foreman or a site engineer. Okay, foreman.
Yes.
You see, if they are supposed to be, maybe you're doing the slab and they have to be there all the time. Now, if there is another activity and you assign the same foreman, that may be the good example. Yeah, like in the other activity, they need to be there 100%. But now there's also another activity running concurrently. Yeah, so what the software does, it can split the other activity, or it may say that let them first finish this activity, then they can go on to the other activity. Now that means if you had scheduled the activities to take place in 1 week, they are going to, one of them is going to be pushed to the next week so that the resources can be efficiently utilized, not exhausted. Yeah, so that's how it ends up increasing the total project duration. Actually, you can see that before you do resource leveling and after resource leveling, there may be an increase in the days, the project duration. But we've understood why there can be an increase in the number of days. Yeah, that's where it comes from. Like to try to split or push in the activities. In case it splits, it means that there's an activity that is running from Monday to Friday. Another one is running from Monday to Wednesday. Yeah, so it can decide that let them work on this one that starts from Monday to Wednesday by just doing Monday and Tuesday. Then they stop on that one. They first go and pick the other one. Then they finish the other one and they come and finish this first day. So it ends up splitting the activity. Yeah, so that's in the background how resource leveling work, and some books will call it resource smoothing or smoothing. Yeah, so different softwares use different methodologies to do resource leveling, but for Primavera it uses project priority and activity priority. What do we mean? Now, remember these resources, we tend to share them among different projects. Some of them, the resources, maybe you have a grader and it is the one working on this road and also the other one. Maybe you have the same designers that are being shared between different projects. Yeah. So in case a project has a high priority and another one has less priority, then when you do resource leveling, most of the resources are going to be assigned to the project that has higher priority than the other one which has less priority. You've got that one? Yeah, so in case there is a shift in resources from one, as it is doing resource leveling, it is going to shift the resources from the activity that has less priority to the one that has high priority. Now, when it reaches to the project, there is also what they call activity priority. So also as resources are being assigned and moved and ensuring that they are just optimally used, they are going to first be assigned to activities that has very high priority. Then later on, the ones that have low priority can get, because you put the priority, meaning that it is very crucial. Maybe that activity or the activities maybe depends on that. Yeah, so for example, maybe approval of designs or something like that, because when your designs are not approved, you cannot start anything. So that one may have a high priority than any other activity, because all the activities may be depending on that. Like later on, if you're not approved, you're not going to do any work. Yeah. So now we're going to see how do you set project priorities. Then from there, we see how you set activity priorities. Then we shall see how you do resource leveling. Though we're not going to go so deep in it, we're just going to run it, see a small difference, Then now we look at other things. Then tomorrow we're going to cover anti-value analysis, and also we complete resource leveling. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. So in order for us to set priorities on projects, we open projects using this. You open all the projects. You can see I have my EPS here. Yeah, so right click on any.
You are recording this one?
Yes, I'm recording.
Okay.
You right click on any of the project, go to columns, then choose customize. Then this is why I didn't go up. This is on projects. It's not on activity. This is on projects. Yeah, these columns are for project.
Okay.
You can see the things we have is project ID, project name, and total activities. Yeah. So you go under general tab, then you look for project leveling priority. That one, and you add it. Yeah. Click apply and say okay. Let's see. Yeah, okay, it is here. Let me first go back so that I put it at the end. Columns, customize this, I move it down. Yeah, so you're seeing it, project leveling priority. Yeah, so
yes,
as you said, now also here, don't give to levels, don't give to EPS, don't give to, just give to project. Yeah, so this number can go up to 500. Yeah, so the higher the number, the lower the priority. The lower the number, the higher the priority. Like if I say 1 has a higher priority than 10. You get that? Yeah. So try 500. Okay, it is 1 to 100. This is 100. It's a MS project that goes up to 500. It's 1 to 100. So if I give 100, what does it mean? If I give 100, which priority is that? Means that it has the lowest priority.
So these priorities.
Pardon?
You give the priority randomly. How do you decide to give the specific priority?
It depends on the way you like.
The number of priorities in terms of numbers.
Like it should be between 1 to 100. So kind of like a percentage. But now this time around, it is it's like an inverse. 1 means highest priority, then 100 means the lowest priority. So it depends on you.
Okay.
Yeah, it just depends on you. You can decide to say, let's use
when
10,
you mark
10.
When you mark a project 1, meaning that's a project with a high priority. 2, the second, like that.
Yes.
Second needed, the third needed.
Yeah,
so
meaning
now if you are working, you must work on number 1.
Yeah, but you can do the calculation like how many projects do I have? I have 10. So you get 1 out of 10 times 100. So that one receives priority of 10. Yeah, so you can decide to use 10, 10, 10 in case you have like 10 activities, 10 projects, and you get to know that the one that has 10 has highest priority, then the next one should be 20, the other one should be 30, like that. And I think that one works better. You just get...
Oh, the thing is, I have not picked this. How do you determine that the project is of high priority and the other is not of high priority? You that have projects like city center, town corporate. How do you know that this one is high priority and it's less priority? According to the number of activities? Or?
No, not according to the number of activities. According to the need, how emergence, how like how the project is needed. Maybe it is a government project and they having a particular function that is happening. Okay, maybe let me say in Uganda is going to be swearing in, and they need you to construct maybe a tent where the function is going to be. Now you have another one. So which one has the higher priority?
Does that one need calculations? I think no need to calculate. It's a matter of knowing, it's just a matter of communication. Okay, this project is urgently needed because of this and this and that. Then you say, okay, this is a priority. I don't think there is calculation. Is there any calculation?
There are some calculations in project management, but also you can just base on you can just give it a priority. But there are some ways of determining priorities, but that is covered like in project management courses like PMP. But also, even if you don't involve calculations, you can see the projects you have and you get to know I have 5 projects. Which one has the highest priority? Like according to your knowledge about those different projects. You can get to know that we need to finish this one very early, then this, then this. Like you just attach priority to them. Is that one clear?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay.
All right. Okay. So there you give the project leveling priority. So that's why you see that all of them, they come with 10. And what it means is they have same priority. Okay, like by default, they have the same priorities. So it's about you in case you want to give different priorities and you come and adjust. Number between 1 and 100. Yeah, so when we're done with that, now we can open a project. In a project, let me maybe open this one. Okay, yeah, let me first put it back. Yeah, so we have this. Now we said you first set the project priority.
Yes.
Then you come and set activity priority. Yeah, so for activity, you just use the other normal one of columns. You can right click on columns, or you come to this columns. Then go again under general. Then the things will be seeing here activity level. It's no longer project. So look for activity leveling priority and add it. Let me move it down. Apply, say okay. This is the column. Yeah, so for activities, they have 4. They have 5. Top, high, normal, low, lowest. Yeah, so for every activity, you can choose between this. There is another way of using codes, like you writing your own numeric numbers, but this one is also okay. You can just say whether it is just normal. When you say it's normal, it means that it doesn't need to, like, there is no big priority attached to it, and nor does it like have a very low priority. So that is the normal one. Now there is high and top, then low and lowest. So you can choose between one of the two. So I can say this between one of the 5. I can say this one has a low priority. This one has a normal priority. This one has top. This one has the lowest. Like that. Is it clear?
Yeah, but this one now, you see, you are doing activities, and some activities depend on the other. I think this one can be determined by links, right? When you make a link, it means you'll have to follow the link procedure, even in assigning the priority. Don't you think this so?
Of course, it has to be that way. That's why
the successors and predecessors and successors.
Yeah, now how you can see that maybe the better way to go about it is you can filter out all the critical activities and give them top priority. Like the activity, critical like activities. Then now others, you can either give them normal or something like that. So that the resources, when they are
because like the way I'm asking, I was asking like this activity leveling and project priorities leveling also, because I see it like in project is of less important, I think. You can even skip when you're doing your work. Of course, you can have 2-3 activities like most companies. At least you have maybe 3 or 4 projects running at the same time. It's simple. You can easily know that, oh, this project is the first, this and the second, like that. Then you go according to link activities, just continue.
Okay. Yeah, but maybe what can be important is you can get to know, in case I was to run this project normally without over exhausting my resources and underutilization, you can compare it. No. Okay, let's continue. The network is it's not stable, but I'll just have to work with that. Okay, so hello?
Yes, I'm getting it.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm just showing you in case you want to do resource leveling, those are like the steps you can use. So when you're done setting activity leveling and project leveling, now you come to this icon, which is called level resources. You click on it. Yeah. Yeah, actually there are very many different things, but not that you can move with the default. Here they are showing automatic level resources when scheduling, consider assignments in other projects with priority, equal higher number, preserve schedule early and late dates, recalculating. Okay, like what I'd explained to you. Here you can come and read through the options, and you either decide to assigning new dates when leveling is done. These are some of the options which you are here. Yeah. So just what you need to do is you come to leveling priorities. By default, it will come with the activity leveling priority. Then now, yeah. So if you leave only activity leveling priority as it is leveling, it's only going to level according to that. But in case you want it to consider 2, you come and consider also the project leveling priority. Then this is a sort order, ascending and descending. You can leave it to ascending. Yeah. So in case you just want to consider activity only, right? But remember, we have a resource pool, and it is all the projects are sharing resources into that. So if you also include project leveling priority, there is a way it's going to affect. If your project is having high priority, a lot of resources will go onto it. And again, a lot of resources have gone onto it, but when it is selecting the activities to assign to, it will also look into the priority of that particular activity. Yeah. So after that, it can give you...
Can you go these options one by one? Can you go these options one by one?
This is automatically level resources when scheduling. Like when you check it, it means that when you click on schedule activity or schedule project, it's going to automatically level their resources. Yeah. Do you think it will be good? You remember what schedule does? After us inputting the start and finish, we click on schedule. It links the project together and also gives us a chart. So if you select this one, it means that it will automatically level resources when you're scheduling. Will you require to have that?
So what is the interpretation? What will happen? The explanation of this.
What will happen is when you check it, the next time you click like on schedule, it's not only going to schedule, it's also going to automatically level.
Okay.
Yeah, it's going to automatically level.
Is that one good or what?
Okay, that one, it depends on your preference, but it may keep on adjusting like some duration since it wants you to run on optimum utilization. Yeah, like it will force you to
consider assignments in other projects with priority equal or
higher than. Then if you say consider like assignment in other project with priority equal higher than, then you can input here like some priority number. This is kind of like a condition.
You are trying to level those projects at that priority. Okay.
And then preserve schedule, early and late dates. Like, okay, we didn't go so much into constraints, but we covered them. Okay, you can have an activity and you say it should start as early as, then you put a certain date. Then you can also put another constraint when it is saying as late as. Yeah, so you may want to do resource leveling, but you want those constraints to stay there. That's when you check this, preserve scheduled early and late dates.
Okay.
Yeah. Then also this,
okay.
If you want to recalculate costs after leveling, you can also check it. Yeah. Yeah, there are very many. This is level resources only within activity total float. Preserve minimum float when leveling. Like, it just depends on your priority, the way you want to do it. Yeah, that's why I was just leaving the defaults. Yeah, what you just have to change here, either you leveling by activity level profile and also both, or just activity. Okay. Then when you're done here, it is going to give us a certain logo. We're going to look at it. Then after that, click on level. So it is going to level the resources in our activity. So in order for us to see like the changes, okay, if we forgot to first, let me see here, the total duration is 614. Okay, let me try to schedule again and I see whether it will change. Okay, we didn't take note of the duration which was there. To see whether after leveling, let me first undo. I may not be able to
undo. Why is the undo?
The undo may not. Okay, let me see. For this one, doesn't have an option of, let me see. Yeah, this is the way you reset. Though for them, they call it default, but it is like I'm resetting, I'm putting it back, I'm removing leveling. This, you come and click on default. Then I want to reset all leveling settings to default. But these are leveling, these are just leveling options. It just doesn't have, I think doesn't have a revert option. Let me open a different project. like this one. Yeah, so its total duration is 923. Though we've not adjusted, we may need to adjust a few. But like you said, you have to be keen when you're selecting the priorities. You don't just sign randomly. Here I'm just doing for demonstration. But critical activities should have top because a lot of activities are depending on those ones. Okay, let me see. Let's work with this. And we see whether it will change or it will give us some difference. You've seen it was 920, now it is 945. Yeah. So with that, we've seen the number, but it means that some activities have got more days. And why? Because some of the resources were shifted from them to other activities, or the resources were shifted so that they can have either break or something like that, so that they don't run two activities concurrently. Yeah, so you can do this like in a project and you compare. If I just optimally utilize my resources, these are the duration I'm going to take. Then you compare with the other one where you may be exhausting. If the difference is not so big, you just go with this, or it just depends. It all depends on when you want to finish the project. Okay. I hope it is clear, but
you said what are the advantages? The advantages. Why do we you said why do we level resources?
To avoid over allocation of resources and underutilization of resources. We said for over allocation, it means that there is some activity you've allocated a lot of resources onto it. Then for underutilization, okay, there is over allocation, but it depends on the way you're viewing it. For example, if it is resources and you over allocate resources on a particular activity, then there is also another one where a particular resource has been assigned to a number of activities. So that is like you are exhausting resources. Like you have one resource, you've given it very many activities. Then another one is you have one activity, you've given it many resources onto it. Yeah, so we want to avoid those two. Yeah. Okay. So we can look at exporting. Yeah, so remember, we are working here in Primavera. Have you ever saved any file?
No.
Why did we say you don't need to save? Because it is a database. And I showed you where the database file is located. So even if you open a new project, they will be saved in that database. So here I don't need to save a file the way it could be like in MS Project or other programs. So it runs a database. Yeah. So now what if I want to get a certain file? Like I want to export one of the projects and I view them maybe in Excel, in Microsoft Project, in any other program. How do I do that? I come under projects, click a project you want to export, go to file, look for export. Then you have different export formats. As Primavera then it gives you different versions. Yeah, okay, these are just different versions of Primavera. Like the one we're using is P6, but they also have contract and PM. Though I think they just differ by just a few features. Yeah, but in case now like this one of Primavera PM, in case you're exporting a certain file and it's going to be read by another Primavera, for example, I'm running Primavera 2017, and now I'm exporting it to a person who's using Primavera 2000 and maybe 11 or 15. Okay, let's say 15. I should export it in the lower version. If I export it in 17, they may not be able to read it. Is that one clear?
Yeah.
Yeah, like you should export it in their version or a lower version. Yeah, but when a project was exported in the format of
when you have
maybe
a lower version,
a lower version can't read from a higher version unless someone went to a higher version and they export in the format of the lower version. Yeah. So in case it is Microsoft project, you can choose which one. Is it 27, 2010, 2013? This MPX is 2016 and 2019. Can be read by these. Yeah, so even if Excel spreadsheet, can click on Excel spreadsheet, click next. Then now I can choose what do I want to export? Is it activities? Is it activity relationship? Is it expenses? Is it resources? Is it resource assignment? Let me check all of them. Click next. Then now yeah, it's going to show me the project that I'm trying to export. The projects listed below are open and can be exported. I check, say export. Then this is just a certain file. This is Excel, XLSX. Yeah. Click next. Then this is where it is going to be located. Documents, EC, that. Click next. Then finally view the information below and click finish. When ready, I click finish. Yeah, so the export was successful. Let's try to have a look at it. I'm going to share the screen. Don't worry. Can you see Excel?
No, not yet.
But it is there.
Yeah, I see.
You can see it, yeah? Okay. Yeah, so here it will bring a lot of information. But I was just testing. I exported everything.
Yeah, I see it.
But we would have exported maybe just activities. But here there is task code, the status, whether it has started or not yet started, the WBS level, that is the ID, the name of the activity, the start date, the end date, the resource. Yeah, a lot. You can see under resources there, it is a list in case there are more than one. Yeah.
Like the resources are too many in an activity.
Okay. Yeah, so that's all about exporting. You can also export in Microsoft project. Then you open it in Microsoft project.
So you can build a project in Primavera and export in Microsoft project.
Yes. And you can
I think
also,
the work of Microsoft project is just the same with Primavera, right? How to operate it.
they intend to do the same thing, but are totally different. Okay, they are all for project management, but for MS project, you just have every file for every project. And also the interface looks totally different. It looks like Excel.
Yeah, I think Microsoft project is a bit easier. It's
Yeah,
simple,
and
right? Simple to use
yes,
it than there.
it is easy to use and simple.
Mm.
Because this interface, it has everything, but they are hidden. Actually, most of the people, they reach
Mm.
Primavera. If you from MS project and you reach in Primavera and you don't so much concentrate on learning it, they just give up. They just say, I will use MS project. Because here things are not direct, because it is a database. The arrangements are databases, what the interface is hard to get used to.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And at the same time, you can also import. Yeah, so you can see you can import either spreadsheet or you can import from Microsoft project. Even in Microsoft project, you can export and export a certain XML that can be read by Primavera. You can export Primavera.
Yeah.
Yeah. Though there you just have to understand the differences, how the programs differ, then everything will be okay with you. Okay.
Mm.
Yeah, so unless do you want us to repeat the ones for yesterday or they were okay?
Yesterday, total budget cost, activity usage, currency, and histograms. The only thing with the, but I think most of the thing, unless I do them, then I compare with what I do in Excel, whether it brings the same or not. Because one thing I still have in the total budget cost, like, can you go to we say budget, budget plan, spending plan. Okay, budget, the cost allocation, budget cost allocation on resources.
It's the one you want us to go through?
Yeah, you go to, yeah, just go to, you go to.
Yeah, this one you choose any EPS you want. Go to budget log, add a budget log. Let me
I think
check.
that one I'm okay with. I'm okay with this one.
This
one is okay with me.
Okay.
My issue is on allocating budget to resources, allocating cost, the cost of resources. Like you have an engineer, how much he earns, and then looking at the resources that we have, the human resource,
yeah, you just go to
non-labor, labor, and
resources.
material.
You just go to resources,
Yes.
select a resource, then under units and prices, put their standard rate.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this you're supposed to calculate it from somewhere.
Now, like I'm having a new project because I was trying to get a resource from, like, let's say, iron worker. Okay, let's look at some equipment. Okay, it's an excavator. It's an equipment. I want to put it as non-labor. Put this one as non-labor.
Okay, let me add.
Put it excavator. Change to non-labor. Try to change to non-labor.
Okay, let me just go to resources. Enterprise resources.
Then change resource type to non-labor, any of those.
Yeah, so you can right click, go to add resources, then you can put it according to where I want it to be, but maybe this is equipment.
Yeah, that one is fine. That one will change. Like this is fine. What I mean is, so already built, you can change this one. This one is okay. I even check this one is fine. This one, you see now you can change it to non-labor. This one is good. But I was trying to check one of this, like the one we have down there.
When
the
you
labor.
go to the one you labor, like here.
I mean, yes, try to change that one. Any of this, change it to material or non-material. Just change.
Yeah, it changes. Okay, the reason as why it was not changing, you had first open.
Mine was telling me this, I think, has been.
It has to, when you open enterprise and you go to resources. Okay, at first, just that I've already opened this one. When you are in the other first window, just right click, then be like adding another one, then it will open this where you can add all the resources. Yeah, I know in the other window you cannot edit unless it is open.
When you click add resource, the rest will accept now.
You accept that dialogue which pops up and you say yes, then it will bring this.
Which window cannot open? In which window?
Okay, it will be under enterprise and you click resources. Just as this one has already, let me try to close it. I go enterprise, resources. Okay, this one is already opened. It is already opened in this window. But in case you in the other window, just right click, go to add resource, then it will bring a particular pop-up. Then you say yes, then it will open this.
The rest all will open, no? Okay.
Yeah, I think now you need to try out the ones we've covered and see where you getting maybe stuck.
Yeah.
Tomorrow
maybe activity usage. Can you please just review of yesterday activity usage?
Activity usage is here.
If you have time. Yes.
For it to show money for every activity, how much was spent on it as you change the time scale.
Okay. 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 Curve and histograms the same.
Pardon?
I'm saying curve and histograms the same.
Yeah. It is the same here. They are curves and histograms on the same chart. And we saw how you can print it out. Hello?
Okay, I will practice. I keep on practicing. If I have a problem, I ask you.
Okay.
Yes.
Right.
Hello?
Actually, we've moved on a good pace.
Now,
and when,
how many days do you think we are left with? How many sessions for us to finish?
In 3 days we shall be done, because when we do anti-value analysis, then now that means we've covered almost the major topics. So we shall just be going back and we see some things we missed. Yeah, but now you can realize that what we've covered, you can run a project, right? It just depends on the way you handle the software. You can schedule, you can update progress.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Now, this one, can you put on viewers? I want to open mine and update the progress. Just something small then. So this one of mine before I was practicing, I had to remove resources, those kind of things. I remove a lot of things because I play around. I already put the budget before, but I removed them all. Yeah. I will put them. So now what I was saying is to update to go to the project.
That's a,
Update progress. You see, like this one, this date does not want to change now. It's not flexible. Like I want to update on the date of today, right?
Double first click and select it. Click down on select.
This year, the day of today is 8. The project started since 5th May. Then I say, this is another problem that I had. This one does not want to change.
I think what happened is that at first it was a date before, like maybe 1st May.
Yeah.
Then you did an update and you went to like 30th May. So now it cannot do a revert backwards. I don't know whether I'm trying to get it. Like now it can't say that it is moving from 30th now to like backwards. You try a later date than 30th May and see. You try like in June, maybe 5th June.
Just 31st. 31st is here.
Okay.
Yeah, 31st is good.
You see that? Yeah, so it will take it as a base. Yeah. The other one will be taken as the initial date. It cannot move back. Like it will be confused. How do I update from a future date to the old date?
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I know the reason.
Yes, but we say
but what if you make it by mistake? You did it by mistake and you want to revert back. What do you do?
I think for that one you either you just remember the manual of updating it.
Huh?
You remember the manual of updating it. You just go to the project, check under status,
yes,
then
yeah, it is still here. Fiscal, yeah. The status one is where?
No,
status. How do I get the status? Yeah.
Just any activity. Look at the this below the details window.
Oh yeah. The status.
Then there you can say it is started. You put the date on which it started. Then you put the percentage, the percent complete. You put the duration like
the that one. Manual.
Yeah, you just put it manually. And we said that one is a better way than using the schedule progress.
Okay. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, so we shall meet.
Okay. Just one more. You see